Coming up, a groundbreaking to bring more affordable housing to the Suncoast. Plus, the FBI investigation into sexual assault allegations against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh has wrapped up. And school district leaders react to the changes being made to the dual enrollment program at State College of Florida. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Our top story today at noon, the FBI report looking into allegations of sexual misconduct by Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh is now in. The Senate reviewing the report ahead of a potential confirmation vote this weekend. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest from Washington.
The countdown is on to a potential vote on Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. 100 senators making their way into a secure location throughout the day to review the FBI report on Kavanaugh.
So none of these last-minute allegations have been corroborated, as is confirmed by the 7th and latest FBI investigation.
But all eyes are on a handful of key senators.
I'm undecided. I'm truly undecided.
The report contains summaries from interviews and witnesses regarding Kavanaugh's alleged sexual misconduct decades ago. But Judge Kavanaugh and his first accuser, Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, were not interviewed. Blasey Ford's attorneys said in a statement they're profoundly disappointed. Those directing the FBI investigation were not interested in seeking the truth. Kavanaugh has repeatedly denied the allegations against him.
It looks to be a product of an incomplete investigation that was limited, perhaps by the White House.
President Trump tweeting this morning, "This is now the 7th time the FBI has investigated Judge Kavanaugh. If we made it 100, it would still not be good enough for the obstructionist Democrats." Those who knew Kavanaugh in the early 80s coming forward about his drinking and his character.
It surprised me a lot to hear him say that he never blacked out.
He's not that guy, I'm telling you. Did he drink? Yes. Did he take it too far? No.
Some senators have complained about the backlog to review this FBI report because there's only one copy in the room. The confirmation vote could happen as early as this weekend. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
And here's a live look at this afternoon at the U.S. Capitol. A busy day in Washington as that investigation wraps up and a vote on Kavanaugh is expected by the weekend. President Trump is giving his second quarter salary of this year to the Small Business Administration. The SBA will use that money for a training program for veterans designed to help them become entrepreneurs after leaving the military. And the Trump administration now denying visas to unmarried same-sex partners of diplomats. The State Department's new policy will now only recognize legal marriages when granting those visas. People in domestic partnerships who are currently in the U.S. have until the end of the year to get married to get the same rights and benefits of spouses. Partners who do not get married by that deadline will have 30 days then to leave the country. For updates on that policy and other breaking news, you can go to our app, go to your app store and look for WWSB or My Suncoast. It is free. And meteorologist John Scalzi joins us now, and our app would show not much action on radar or anything right now.
A little quiet, yeah. I think we may see a few more storms around than we saw yesterday. There was hardly anything yesterday, but I think today we might see a few, especially in the southern parts of the viewing area. Might see some stuff going on. But yeah, I mean, I think the one big thing you probably notice if you don't get the rain today is it's a little teeny tiny bit more humid outside. But that's going to change again tomorrow as well. So, you know, we're riding this little sort of mini roller coaster, I guess you could say, of weather changes over the next couple of days. Subtle weather changes. Started the morning off pretty nice. A lot of blue sky out there. You know, still continuing on with this east wind, which is certainly helping folks at the beach with the red tide situation. There's been some really good news there as of late and again today. And the fair weather clouds that are building are really few and far between as local temperatures are starting to rise in response to all the heating we're getting, and we'll probably be pretty close to that 90-degree mark again today. Many records will be set, I think, over the next several days across the state of Florida for, again, warm weather conditions. There are the showers. They're trying to make their way across the state, and few of them will, and I think as we head into especially the second half of the afternoon, we'll have a better chance at seeing a few scattered showers around. Nothing really heavy. I think rainfall will be measured in the tenths of an inch or hundredths of an inch, but you know, we'll have some showers around. Satellite view doesn't show a lot of cloud locally to prevent us from getting our temperatures up to near 90. Put the rain chance today at about twice what it was yesterday, at about 40%. That mostly in the southern parts of the viewing area. The further south you go, the better your rain chances today. And then during the overnight, pretty nice night, I think. We'll see some drier air start to filter in by as early as tomorrow, and maybe those dew points will drop down at least for a few hours into the 60s once again, which is what happened yesterday, and it felt ooh so good. We'll see what that happens again tomorrow. We'll have the complete forecast, plus take a look at the tropics coming up in a few, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. If you're out and about today picking up the kids from school or shopping, you want to be careful on some of our roads. Sarasota County is replacing 24 intersection traffic lights. Now, if you see a traffic light that's not operating, proceed with caution. Remember, if there are no signal lights, intersections should be treated as a four-way stop. Sarasota County and the Sarasota City leaders are looking to bring more affordable housing to the Suncoast. Today, they held an affordable housing incentive strategy meeting to talk about how to reach that goal. ABC 7's Marla Spence joins us from a housing development in Sarasota, which will be breaking ground today.
What you see behind me will soon be a 4-story garden-style housing community on the 2900 block of Fruitville Road in Sarasota, a housing development that took the approval of county leaders. The Affordable Housing Advisory Committee met to discuss the local housing incentive strategy. It was a combined effort between the city of Sarasota and Sarasota County. This morning, the committee looked at 12 required state statute topics for local incentives when it comes to affordable housing, one being the reduction of parking by creating more affordable housing units closer to walkable areas and finding alternative parking plans for those developments. Jane Grogg, the manager for Neighborhood Services, says the overall objective is to improve affordable housing within the community. After today's meeting, committee members with both the county and the city commission will vote on the recommending 12 strategies.
Each commission will independently hear these strategies, and they will, through a discussion item, decide which ones to adopt. And then from there, it's sort of an ongoing process to incorporate these strategies in the work that staff does and work that the community does to improve affordable and workforce housing.
Their aim is to create housing that'll be comfortable and safe for those in need, just like the latest housing development breaking ground today on Fruitville Road. Arbor Village, the housing development that will sit on this property, will have 80 units. 50% will go to homeless persons with disabling conditions, and 20% will go to those transitioning from an institution or those who have been chronically homeless. The groundbreaking will start at 2 o'clock this afternoon. I'm Marla Spence reporting in Sarasota for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you. Starting next year, students taking courses through the State College of Florida's dual enrollment program won't be able to take those classes at their high school. Students will still be able to get college credit, but they'll have to take those classes online or at one of FCF's 3 campuses. SCF officials say its District Board of Trustees approved the change last week after learning there were inconsistencies when classes were taught off-site. But Manatee County School Board Chairman says he was unaware of any issues.
If there were issues regarding, let's just say, how students were being graded, if they had recognized any disparities in that, the appropriate approach would have been to bring it to the school district's attention.
SCF officials say the change is only related to the courses taught on the high school campuses not meeting standards. 3 scientists have been working to harness the power of evolution. Their goal, to improve everything from the environment to medical treatments. The work is so groundbreaking, they just won this year's Nobel Prize in Chemistry. George Smith, Francis Arnold, and Gregory Winter being praised for applying the principles of Darwin to the test tube.
I happened to be in the right place at the right time to put those things together. And I think also partly as a result of the fact that I didn't succeed in patenting this, that it was open science, I think it has been very, very influential in ways that I absolutely could not have anticipated.
Using the principles of genetic change and selection, the methods these scientists have developed are already being put to work to create a greener chemical industry, prevent disease, and save lives. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a few popular restaurants in Venice are hiring. We'll let you know about that upcoming job fair. And why ADHD in children is on the rise, the role technology might be playing. And then this is a live look from our tower cam this afternoon. You can see, beautiful day here on the Suncoast. Your complete forecast is coming up next.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
At Humana, we believe great things are ahead of you when you start with healthy. And part of staying healthy means choosing the right Medicare plan. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits when you're sick, but keep in mind you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums than you do with other plans, and prescription drug coverage isn't included. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits. You get all this coverage for a $0 monthly plan premium in most areas, and Humana has a large network of doctors and hospitals. So call or go online today. Find out if your doctor is part of the Humana network and get your free decision guide. Discover how an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana could save you money. There is no obligation and the book is free.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So the current air temperature is climbing up there. It's at 86 right now. We have a dew point value that's risen just a little bit over the last 24 hours. In fact, it's risen significantly by about 5 degrees or so. We're looking at a dew point of 73 now, and we're kind of climbing up through the afternoon, I think, as a little bit more moisture arrives on the Suncoast. We'll probably top it out today at a dew point of 75, 76, perhaps, maybe not quite 76, but 75. And it will feel a little bit more humid during the afternoon hours. The heat index might be just a little bit higher than it was 24 hours ago, and we'll have a few more clouds around as well. East-northeast wind comes in at about 10, and as we head through the afternoon, we'll factor in that 40% chance of showers. They'll start first in Hardee and DeSoto counties, and they'll gradually drip toward the coast as they eventually just die out, leaving us with a pretty nice overnight, I think. Mostly clear skies, and tomorrow, some drier air will filter in once again. You can see a little bit more rain shower activity in progress currently than we had 24 hours ago. We hardly had anything yesterday. And the further south you go, the better your chances of seeing thunderstorm activity as well as some more numerous showers. All of this gradually headed in this direction, and we'll pick up a little bit of rain today, but not a lot. So again, this is the precipitable water image map. It's produced by computer models, and it shows you where in the atmosphere the moisture is and where it may go with time. Redder is wetter on this graphic. and the humid air is due to arrive this afternoon. Comes in, brings us a chance of rain, and then tomorrow some drier air filters in to replace it. And that will lower our rain chances as we head into tomorrow, and the weekend I think will be a little bit drier as well as that air finally filters in by Saturday. Might not even have any rainfall whatsoever on Saturday. Humid air then retreats, and I think tomorrow, or not tomorrow rather, but next week, we're likely to see even more humid air begin to arrive on the Suncoast, and here's the reason for that. Our weather has been driven over the last week by this persistent high pressure ridge, which just is kind of anchored in place, doesn't allow any of the cold fronts that have been affecting other parts of the country to approach us even, much less bring us any cooler air. It's also been kind of a persistent east wind on the underbelly of that high. Well, now as we head into the weekend and points thereafter, that high pressure ridge will move out into the Atlantic. And as it does that, we'll start to see our wind shift to a little bit more southerly direction. Well, that's important for a couple of reasons. One, it'll bring the humidity back a little bit. Two, it may affect the red tide irritant in the air as we head into midweek next week. And three, it could bring us a lot more rainfall because it could funnel up some tropical moisture from the south in the Caribbean, where we are carefully watching a system that could develop into a tropical cyclone with time. We'll talk more about that in the next half hour. Mostly sunny and warm, better rain chances today, and we continue monitoring the tropics right into the weekend. So it's a pretty nice day to be out on the water today, I would think. Northeast wind coming in at about 5 to 10, maybe tonight increasing a little bit to about 15, so we'll watch for that. But a moderate chop on bay and inland waters with 2-foot seas. 40% chance of rain showers today. Tomorrow we drop it as that moisture goes away. And on Saturday could be a rain-free day with a daytime high of about 91. Moisture will slowly start to return as we start to twist our winds more to the south. And I think the majority of that moisture due to arrive Tuesday, Wednesday, and even Thursday, Friday could bring our rain chances up to a significant jump, 50, maybe even 60%, and some of the rain could be heavy, depending on exactly what happens with that system, where it tracks, and whether it develops at all. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. In HealthSmart today, a new study shows the number of children diagnosed with ADHD across the country has sharply increased over the past 20 years. Doctors at the Cleveland Clinic say part of the reason we're seeing more diagnoses is because doctors have more ways to treat the condition. Common concern among parents who think their children may have ADHD is that they'll be labeled a problem child in the classroom. But doctors encourage parents to get an evaluation because a diagnosis can put the child in a much better position to succeed.
What I will tell families a lot of times is that, you know, the knowledge is power, right? I mean, the symptoms are there, whether you give it the name or not. If we name it and describe it, then we can get programs in place to help. The child can get a 504 plan or an IEP in the school to get some supports.
It's important for parents to know that some ADHD symptoms can change over time. Children who struggle with hyperactivity when they're younger usually don't have as many problems when they get into high school. A group of Kentucky students are facing their own challenges to help those battling cancer. 8 students on the autism spectrum learned to speak in front of a group as part of a plan to raise money for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. They raised $3,000 and were awarded the $10,000 grand prize from the Lead to Feed Challenge, which encourages students to complete service learning projects. Their teacher was amazed by their progress.
Seeing the growth is just amazing, because we saw students who would sway and mumble, and then now they're standing up and they're so confident. I really believe that their self-esteem and their confidence have blossomed.
Can feel that in the blood.
The students chose to raise money for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society because one of the students' brothers is battling leukemia. All right, it's time for lunch. Let's get over to the kitchen and say hello to our good friend Samuel Ray from Tsunami Sushi and Hibachi Grill in downtown Sarasota. Sam, great to have you back. What's on the menu for today?
Hey there, Scott. Great to be here. Today we're doing a traditional favorite, shrimp in lobster sauce.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991. Now, in one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
If you're looking for a rewarding job you'll love, good news. The perfect job is just a click away. Go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day. It's that easy. Stop searching and go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day to find the perfect job for you.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. Talk with your doctor to create a treatment plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
Some popular Venice restaurants are looking for workers ahead of the busy tourist season coming. Sharky's on the Pier, Finn's, and Snookhaven looking to hire about 125 new workers. They're looking for servers, hosts, bussers, cooks, many more. The job fair will be at Sharky's on the Pier next Tuesday from 11 to 5 and then next Sunday from noon to 5. Let's get back over to the kitchen now. John is with our guest today, Sam Ray from Tsunami Sushi and Hibachi Grill. John?
That's right. Chef Sam, always a pleasure to have you in the kitchen. Good to have you here.
It's good to be here.
As that commercial just, or not commercial, that story just sort of suggested, we're about to move from the slow season into the busy season, ramping up, gearing up.
I've already noticed some pickup in business, definitely in traffic, so let's keep going.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
It's that time of year.
Is this an item that's currently on your menu that you're cooking today?
This is one of the specials that we're doing right now.
Okay.
So we've got this going, and then it's a restaurant week for the Sarasota Manatee Originals. So
that's
a special
right.
menu. Yeah, we got a $19 lunch and a $29 dinner. Great deal, tons of food.
That is always a fabulous thing.
It's a lot of fun.
Great.
So
well, that's good to know. And how long does that go on?
That goes for 2 weeks.
2
so
weeks.
Started on the 1st. Yep.
Take advantage of it. So show us what you're cooking.
All right, so we're doing shrimp and lobster sauce. I've got a pan, vegetable oil, medium-high heat here.
Okay.
We'll get these shrimp going real quick. So this
you want that sizzle when you put them in there.
You want that sizzle. You want to, shrimp are pretty easy to cook. The trick is to not overcook them. So we just want to get them, that nice opaque color. Once they turn from the, more transparent to opaque, then you're good to go. We're just going to sear them real quick to start because we're going to keep cooking as we make the sauce with them. All right, so we've got that done. This is, we got peas, carrots, snow peas, onion. We're going to throw that guy in there. Let those get a little bit of a sizzle as well.
That is kind of a popular combination of vegetables in Asian
It is, and it's easy because you can buy these things like pre-cut, frozen, in a bag at the grocery store. So it's a real pain in the butt to go buy carrots and peas. And
it takes time.
It takes a lot of time, and by the time I get home from work, I am not about cutting up vegetables.
Yeah, I hear you.
So now that we've got those seared a little bit, we just want those onions to sort of, caramelize a little bit, and then we're going to throw, this is a chicken broth.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got a cup of that. Goes in there, mix it up, and then we want it to boil. We would normally bring this to a simmer, but for the sake of TV, we're going to go ahead and go forward. I've got some crushed garlic here.
Okay.
Everybody loves that garlic flavor. This is sliced ginger. So
very nice.
Goes in there. This is a white pepper, which has a little bit of a different smell than regular pepper.
And it has a little bit more heat, doesn't it?
Yeah, not much heat, but it's got a little bit different flavor.
It's good.
But it's pretty much pepper.
I love pepper.
This is sugar. We got a tablespoon of it going in there. Salt. And then this is mirin. It's a cooking wine. Goes in there.
Kind of a sweet cooking wine.
It's more sour.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was sweet.
It adds sort of a tang to any type of recipe you put it with. The sugar counters it, so it's not super strong. And then soy sauce, of course, in any Asian dish. So like I said, we would bring this to a little bit of a simmer, because lastly, we're going to add egg white to sort of cook in there, and it's kind of like a hot and sour soup. It gives it that texture and that flavor that you like.
Oh, okay.
And
so the egg white is going to, not thicken, but it's going to cook like an egg would, right?
Right,
Why
right.
do you
It's like
just
an
use
egg
the white?
drop soup.
Okay.
The yolk cooks a little bit differently, and it can be bitter when you cook it in soup.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that's why you just
good to
use the
know.
whites. You can save the yolks and make a custard sauce or something for dessert, you know. Plenty of options to do that. So now that we've got this cooked a little bit better, we'll just throw that in there. You run it slow like that so that it cooks into little ribbons.
Okay.
Now normally, like I said, we'd want this to be a little bit hotter.
Oh, I'm assuming that it is. What's the last ingredient you add?
This is cornstarch and water. So you make
Okay.
a slurry, and it just thickens up your sauce there.
All right. Well, while you add that and we thicken it up and show the final product, I'll remind everybody that the recipe for this is on our website, mysuncoast.com. Click on the dining link page, the dining button rather, and it will link you to the page with all the video instructions and the recipe as well. And then after that, heats up and thickens up nicely. Ba-ding, ba-da-boom. There you go. There's the final product right over there that looks so tasty and so nice. On the special menu for the next 2 weeks.
That's right.
Right. And it's well, price again is.
It's $19 at lunch, 3 courses, and $29 at dinner.
Wow,
a
can't
lot
beat
of food.
That. Yeah, that's fantastic. Chef Sam, thank you so very much.
My pleasure.
Always a pleasure to have you here. We'll be right back.
Your last chance for 2018 Honda Accords on sale is now during our model year-end sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for Accords, all on sale this week at your local Honda dealer.
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore, but there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hut hut. It's the Gettle Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Gettle dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Gettle location near you or visit Gettle.com.
Kettle's got it.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Tomorrow at 9 on Suncoast View.
Protecting your money and making it grow. I'm Linda Carson. On Financial Friday, our money expert gives us some valuable tips. We learn what it's like to navigate with a white cane and how people with impaired vision can gain independence. And Free Fall Theater previews the uplifting show, The Fantastics, and Simply Gourmet is in our kitchen.
Tomorrow at 9 on Suncoast View.
Like ABC7 on Facebook to stay connected to the team you trust.
Coming up, signs of red tide now showing up in South Florida and Miami. We'll take a look at the test results. Plus, the city of Sarasota extending its local state of emergency because of red tide, how long that will last, and the possibility of more legroom on flights looking a little bit brighter.
You're watching ABC7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story today at 12:30, the devastation in Indonesia. Survivors of last week's earthquake and tsunami that killed more than 1,400 people are now searching for food, water, and shelter. ABC's James Longman is there.
New images this morning of the moment that 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck. You can see from this perspective the terror as the earth starts to crumble beneath. And more personal stories of loss and survival.
We've heard about a church where unfortunately a group of children were killed when the quake hit. It's impossible to drive on, so we've got to get these bikes to weave our way through.
We journeyed past home after home, almost completely destroyed. The tarmac split. Finally, we have to stop.
So we've come to the end of the road now, literally. This road would have continued, but such was the force of this earthquake that it shifted the land. Everything that you see here was about 1 kilometre up there, and all the homes, the community that was here, gone.
And along with it, the church where that children's Bible group was meeting. One of the survivors says the ground started moving around her. She says it was like the trees, the houses were all dancing, water and mud bursting through the ground. I was swept away, she says, holding onto a palm tree. When it finally stopped, I found myself 3 kilometers away in the next village. 27-year-old Anki says at least 100 were gathered in the church, among them the junior Bible camp. Many of her friends still missing. At least 1,400 people are known to have died in this disaster, a number that's set to rise as rescuers continue their search.
James Longman reporting there. Pope Francis appears to be losing some popularity among American Catholics. A recent survey shows 84% of Catholics viewed Pope Francis positively in January, but now that number's down to 72%. Many of the Catholics polled attend Mass on a weekly basis, and when they were asked how they feel the Pope is handling the sex abuse scandal in the church, only 34% approved. For the latest on that church scandal and breaking news, along with your forecast, you can go to your app store and download our apps. Look for WWSB or My Suncoast. And here at home, some Lido Key residents are concerned about an increase of a smelly debris in their canals. Mote Marine Lab scientists say it's seagrass and benthic algae. Experts say this is the most likely the effects of red tide and a result of low oxygen in the water. Neighbors are not happy how it's affecting their daily routines.
It's devastating because you can't go out, we don't kayak, we don't do our activities because of this, and the smell is bad.
It's really not a pretty thing for wildlife, it's not a pretty thing for residents, and it's certainly been impacting the business here.
Mote Marine Lab will test the water and give results to the city when they are done. The local state of emergency in Sarasota due to red tide has now been extended for an additional 7 days. That local state of emergency became effective back on August 15th during the worst of this current bloom. Sarasota County will continue to coordinate county-wide efforts and, if needed, will extend its state of emergency as well. And signs of red tide now showing up in South Florida in the Miami area. Miami-Dade County officials say water samples show elevated levels of the algae linked to red tide. Test results for 3 sampling areas revealed low to very low levels of the bacteria, but another did show medium levels. Select beaches have been closed as a precaution, and in Palm Beach County, they reported limited fish kills and have begun the cleanup efforts. Remember, you can find all of our red tide coverage online at mysuncoast.com. Just click on red tide. Happening today, a prescribed burn in Venice. The Sarasota County Fire Department and Parks and Recreation and Natural Resources will be conducting that burn at Shamrock Park this afternoon. Weather permitting, they're just trying to burn off some of the fuel that might be there when we get into the dry season next spring. So when they can burn, they'll try to do that this time of year.
Yeah, good idea.
And you were saying earlier, John, that there's a little more humidity in the air, which will help their efforts there.
Yeah, the forecast for fire weather is good today.
Yeah.
Good day for a prescribed burn. Things look absolutely fine. The dispersion looks good. The amount of ability for the embers to jump the fire line, that looks good. Everything's fine. Yeah, so no worries. We're looking at some latest statistics here from Mote Marine. And a few places have gone from absolutely no irritant in the air to now seeing a little bit of very minor amounts of irritant, but still many places showing absolutely nothing at all. So that's great news. We'd love to see that. We'd love to see those green flags flying. Of course, this has nothing to do with what's in the water. It has more to do with what's in the air and which way the wind is blowing and the action of the surf and foam and things like that. But it's good news if you want to go out to the beaches. We're looking at some pretty quiet conditions at Lakewood Ranch to start off your morning, except for that little bug on our camera lens there. But other than that, we're watching a few fair weather clouds beginning to move on in, all part of a general moistening of the atmosphere thanks to that persistent easterly wind bringing in a little slug of moisture, a little disturbance aloft that's going to help promote a few showers around today. Temperatures are generally in the mid to upper 80s most everywhere this morning or this afternoon, and on the way to climbing to about the 90-degree mark. Scattered showers moving on in, riding on that easterly wind will become more numerous as we head into the 3, 4, 5 o'clock hours. We'll talk about that and talk about the tropics as well, coming up in just a minute. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. Happening tomorrow, the Sarasota Police Department is growing by 5 new officers. Those 5 men will be sworn into duty at 2 p.m. Friday. Chief Bernadette DePino will also be donating law enforcement trust funds to local community organizations that teach crime prevention and drug abuse prevention. The U.S. Senate has given final approval to a bill funding the Federal Aviation Administration, and it's now on its way to the White House, where President Trump is expected to sign it. Now, under this new law, the FAA would be required to establish minimum seat size and legroom standards for airlines. It will also prohibit airlines from bumping a passenger who is already on board a plane that is overbooked. Now, one thing not changing, though, relief from all the fees that were once provided by airlines at no charge. From wheels up to wheels down, the next time you fly your pet on Delta Airlines, you can track how they're doing. The airline is adding new tech to put pet owners' minds at ease. The change comes after flight-related pet deaths last year made national headlines. Delta is also adding more training for its crew and working on temperature-controlled holding areas as well. Happening today, the current expedition at the International Space Station coming to an end. Expedition 56, Commander Drew Fustel, handed over control of the station to crewmate Alexander Gerst of the European Space Agency. 2 NASA astronauts and the Russian cosmonaut returned back to Earth a short time ago, and the crew is completing its 197-day mission, which spanned more than 3,000 Earth orbits and a journey of more than 83 million miles. They carried out a lot of things up there, a bunch of science experiments, participated in NASA's Year of Education on the station, which directly links students on Earth with those astronauts in orbit on the station. Pretty cool. Still ahead in your Suncoast News, a nationwide recall alert on millions of pounds of beef. I'll tell you what stores may be affected coming up.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do.
Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000.
Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
Tomorrow at 9 on Suncoast View.
I'm Linda Carson. On Suncoast View, it's Financial Friday. We learn to grow our wealth. We try White Cane Navigation and Simply Gourmets in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 9 on Suncoast View.
Find out first at 4 with ABC 7 News at 4. Weekdays on ABC 7. Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Again, temperatures are heating up 86 degrees, but also the dew point value is rising now at 73, giving a feels-like temperature of 93. So we're on our way to kind of a stickier sort of afternoon. East wind continues to blow. That'll bring us a 40% chance of rain showers today as we combine the heat and the easterly wind flow and the extra little bit of moisture that's coming into the atmosphere, creating, you know, an atmosphere that's a little more unstable. As we head into the evening hour, the heating of the day starts to fall off, and we start to watch the chances for rainfall diminish pretty rapidly as we head into the overnight. I think we'll end up with mostly clear skies by dawn tomorrow. You can see all of these showers beginning to work their way into the area. Some of them producing some fairly good rainfall down to the south of us, and I think down to the south is where the heaviest of the rain is going to fall over the next 5-6 hours. That's where the deepest, thickest moisture is, and the further south you travel, the better the rain chances are. High pressure has been a dominant weather feature for us, providing us with this easterly wind, but here's what changes over the next, probably 4 days or so. We'll watch that high pressure ridge get ejected out into the Atlantic waters. As that happens, our winds start to shift to a more southerly direction. Now, that is going to be instrumental in what happens with our weather next week, because down to the south, we have a little bit of tropical moisture, and that's why we'll be monitoring the tropics all weekend long. Mostly sunny and warm today. Better rain chances today because of that little extra slug of moisture, but that only lasts a day. That little bit of moisture that you see kind of right here, that moves across the state, enhances our rainfall chances. Then we get into some drier air. But next week, we watch down here, because down here, there is a disturbance that has a chance of development over a 5-day period. Only about a 30% chance, but I don't think the biggest story will be whether or not it forms into a named tropical system. If it did, it would be called Michael. But I think it will inject a whole lot of moisture into the atmosphere. We're beginning to see perhaps a little bit of circulation down in the center, still 800 miles away from us, so plenty of time to watch it. But a broad area of low pressure looks like it might be developing right here off the coast of Honduras. And
Some computer models take it to the east of Florida, some to the west of Florida, some develop it, some don't, but all of them are pretty much on board with bringing a whole lot of tropical moisture northward as we head into next week, greatly enhancing our rainfall chances for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we'll see if that actually occurs or not, but I have a good sneaking suspicion that it will. Northeast wind at about 5 to 10 today. Look for a moderate job. Nice day to be out on the waters. The weekend looks great. Drier air moving in will take our 40% rain chance and drop it down to 20, keep it low over the weekend. Then next week, as wind shifts south, we'll watch that tropical moisture increase our rain chances to 50 or 60% starting Tuesday and probably lasting 3 or 4 days. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. Check your fridge and freezer. Millions of pounds of beef have been recalled due to a salmonella outbreak. JBS Tolleson says it is pulling 6.5 million pounds of what it's calling various raw, non-intact beef products. They were sold nationwide under brand names like Walmart, Cedar River Farms, Natural Beef, Showcase Walmart, and JBS Generic. The recalled beef was packaged between July 26th and September 7th and have the USDA inspection mark EST 267. Now, so far, 57 cases of salmonella illnesses have been reported across 16 different states. In consumer news, Airbnb has changed how many of us travel by allowing us to stay in homes with complete strangers. Well, now, other peer-to-peer sharing apps are gaining popularity by letting you do the same thing when it comes to your car. Mary Maloney gives us a closer look at the tech startups changing the way people rent and own their cars.
A brand new car, and Brittany Young is actually making money off of it.
Total, I made about $800 so far.
She's one of millions using the car-sharing app Turo to share vehicles with complete strangers.
When they pick up my cars, I give them some suggestions of where to go, what to do, what to eat.
The Turo app allows you to rent your car to pre-approved drivers and offers a cheaper alternative to the car rental counter.
You can get the car delivered to you at the airport, curbside, or if you're traveling locally, you can have the car delivered to your home or to your office.
CEO Andre Haddad says it's like an Airbnb for cars.
You know, our hosts are sharing their cars because for the first time, the car is no longer a depreciating asset that costs them money. It's an asset that can pay for itself.
The Getaround and Hire Car apps are also giving users more flexibility and customization. Along with Turo, all three work like an online dating app, allowing users to browse vehicles in their area and pick one that fits their budget and occasion.
If I was to rent a high-performance car from a rental car company, that would be at least $300, $400 bucks. At Turo, I could get it for $100.
We've got more than 850 makes and models, so you can get a very basic car for $20 a day, and if you want to splurge, you can drive a Lamborghini for $2,000 a day.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
Now, Turo vets everyone who signs up to make sure they have a safe driving record and valid insurance, and they have a $1 million liability policy that covers both the hosts and the guests. In other consumer news, if it feels like you've been paying more at the pump this month, you are. Gas prices are nearing their highest levels in 4 years. Average prices for unleaded hiked up about 6 cents a gallon in the past month, topping $2.90 a gallon. If they go about up another 8 cents or so, fuel prices will be the highest they have been since 2014. Let's get back to John now, who is with Summer Dawn Wallace with the Urbanite Theater to talk about the Modern Works Festival. John.
That's right, Scott. Thanks, Summer, for coming in today.
Thank
Summer,
you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Co-director of the Urbanite Theater, which if you don't know about the Urbanite Theater and you love theater, you should learn about it because it's been here now, 4 years, 5 years?
4 years.
4 years, presenting just the kind of great theater that you're not going to see anywhere else. It's kind of the, I don't know, Village Voice of theater here in Sarasota.
That's a great way to describe us.
Something like that, I suppose. So tell us about this project that's coming up, the first ever Modern Works Festival.
It's a celebration of female playwrights. So we opened up the festival to playwright submissions. We received over 100. We've picked 3 plays to present. We'll have 4 readings. the playwrights are being brought in. They'll get to work with a professional director, professional actors, and then the winning playwright is going to receive a $5,000 honorarium.
And this is a staged reading, right?
Staged reading.
So tell us what a stage reading is for those who have never been to a stage reading.
A stage reading, the actors, they don't have the text memorized. They're reading from the script. There sometimes is a little bit of light staging, but we have about 12 hours of rehearsal to kind of go through the text. There's still a lot of stakes, emotions in the pieces, and we've had some comments so far with what the piece it's running of saying like, wow, this was like seeing a real play, and actors were just reading.
Well, the emotional content is still there.
Still there.
It's still there, and you get to work with the playwrights too in the staging of the shows.
We do, which never happens. So to have the playwright in the room, to be able to ask questions, to get feedback, and the playwrights are also making changes because this is the first time they're hearing some of this text out loud.
How valuable for everybody then.
Yes.
And people get to vote on the plays? What's that about?
So if the audience attends all 3 plays, so we've got The Space in Between by Mercedes White, then a piece called Stalking by Jane Hanna, and then followed by The Violet Sisters by Gina Femia. And so an audience member who sees all 3 gets to vote for what their favorite script is, and so they get to weigh in on this huge decision that we have to give one of the playwrights $5,000.
It's a big chunk of change for a playwright.
It is, and hopefully it'll help them to continue to develop this piece.
And the festival goes even beyond that with, I think, something that is absolutely great in these panel discussions about women in theater and roles that they play in theater. Tell us about that.
We wanted the festival to also be a celebration of women kind of behind the art. So we have several free panels. We've got a Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright Martina Mayak this evening. We have Women in Leadership, Stephanie Gallart from American Stage, Artistic Director, our very own from Sarasota, the Oslo Rep Managing Director, Linda DeGabriel, and then we also have a technical panel with women, a sound designer, costume designer, production manager.
I mean, how great is that?
Yeah.
And that's all free. All you do is need to get your ticket.
Just go online and RSVP.
Great. Well, best of luck. First annual. Be a part of it because it's going to be coming back every year, no doubt, in all kinds of different forms. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it, Summer. Scott?
John, thank you. A flight specifically for Allman Brothers fans. That story when we come back.
The Players Center presents the wild Broadway season opener, Annie, Get Your Gun. There's no business like show business. This slice of magical American musical theater will thrill you with the classic tunes of Irving Berlin. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Annie, Get Your Gun, September 18th through October 7th. Let's go on with the show.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now. It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When there's the potential for severe weather, you need to know fast. Trust ABC7 First Alert Weather to get you the information you need right away. We focus on the storms that impact where you live, and we're committed to alerting you with important information as soon as we get it. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you. Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
Coming up later today on ABC 7 News at 4, people living in parts of Sarasota are dealing with an insect problem that could be related to the water quality in a nearby pond. Not sure if it's that bad, but we'll have the story. Plus, crooks who trick people into answering their mobile phones could soon face harsher penalties. We hope to see you later today at 4 o'clock. Looking ahead, celebrities will pay tribute to the late rapper Mac Miller on Halloween. The event is set to take place at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles. Performers will include big names like John Mayer, Chance the Rapper. Miller died of a suspected drug overdose last month at the age of 26. The event will benefit the Mac Miller Circles Fund. Here's a deal specifically for fans of the Allman Brothers Band. Tampa International Airport announcing a new nonstop flight to Macon, Georgia. The airport tweeting, quote, "We've got your beeline to see the Allman Brothers Museum." Travelers can take advantage twice a week aboard Contour Airlines, and those flights begin on December 19th. And it was a dream come true for a fourth grader in Wisconsin who got a really cool ride to school. The little boy with autism became an honorary firefighter for a day. Local fire department and EMS squad rolled up to his house, picked him up, and then drove him all around town before finally dropping him off at school for all his friends to see.
Just to see his expression when we pulled up, you know, his sheer joy and excitement just kind of sets the tone for the entire day.
His mom says those firefighters and what they did for him is something he will never, ever forget.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
That's awesome. Did you ever want to be a firefighter when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess every kid does.
I think so.
Yeah. I even got my picture taken by the fire truck and everything on one of those things where they pull the fire truck up into the shopping center parking lot one day and all the kids get up and take their pictures. I loved it. Still do.
Yeah.
If I were younger and fitter, I'd probably
They might take us. I don't know. We might be out of the window there.
I think we are. At least I am. So we're looking at some scattered showers around this afternoon. Of course, Bob in at 4. We'll track those on radar and let you know where they are and what they're doing, that kind of thing.
All right, John. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us here at ABC 7 News at noon. We hope to see you again at 4 o'clock. So have a great day. We'll see you later.
Blue 32, hot, hot. It's the Gettle Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Gettle dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Gettle location near you or visit Gettle.com.
Gettle's got it.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework.
He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Through Saturday, RAV4s from 29. VeniceToyota.com.